Okay, then we continue. The prophets have stressed that the fact that human beings by nature have shortcomings, as it is written, he does not trust his servants, meaning HaShem. And it is written, what merit will men born for a woman possess? And Shlomo HaMelech has said definitively, there is no righteous man on the earth who does only good and does not sin. Okay, so let's try. So, of course, this verse is taken out of context, right? And this Rishaim, they actually use, they say, look, there is no man that do not sin, and I sin a lot, but there is no man who do not sin. But like, how is it explanation to your actions, right? So let's see from the beginning, and we're going to explain. The prophets have stressed that the fact that the human beings by nature have shortcomings, right? So like by nature, we have inclinations, as we said in the beginning of this, maybe in the second chapter, right? We have inclinations, right? Does not mean that you have to follow this inclination. So some people have a stronger inclination to do wrong, and some people have a lighter inclination, so maybe almost non-existent inclination, but that's why you have to work on them. As it is written, he, meaning HaShem, does not trust his servants, right? So, and as it is written, what merit will a man born for a woman possess, right? So what merit, like he cannot be trusted, and it's actually true. And like, if you know this is as a fact, so it should not sound like to us as derogatory. Opposite is true. So if I know not to trust myself, so and always guard myself from questionable situation, that's good for me. So I'm not means what that I'm not going to fall. I say, look, I have this inclination to eat. I'm not talking about myself. Somebody, right? Somebody like to eat not like, but sometimes he falls for non-kosher food. So that person has to say himself, I'm not going to go the street. Like, you know what? I'm going to the circle, the city, like come from totally different direction. It's going to take me 15 more minutes or I don't know, half an hour, but I'm not going to drive the street. Why? Because it's all of my favorite restaurants, and like same is with everything else, right? So we have to know that we cannot trust ourselves until when? Until the last second. Right? That's why we celebrate the yard sides of the people, not the birthdays. Wicked people, they celebrate birthdays like, did you do anything good in your life the past year, or you only acquired all of these sins more and more severe, right? Because why? Because the more person does the same sin, the more severe it becomes. Like for him, it's second nature. So why you celebrated your birthday, right? But righteous people, yesterday was today was actually, I mean, in the morning it was 15th of Adar, was Rav Chaim Kanievsky, that's our first yard site. You understand? So that's the reason for celebrating. They publish several books of his biography, other books. I don't remember in ArtScroll. I saw email, but I did not look into it. But it's very interesting, right? This is the reason for celebrating. After he finished, after he went out of this world, yeah, that's the reason for celebration. But here, while he was still alive, we all can fall. Right? Be very, very careful. And King Shlomo said definitely, there is no righteous man. Definitively, that there is no righteous man on the earth who does only good and does not sin. So, but his sin, Rav Kanievsky, that's our sin, and our sin is a little different, right? So some people take like the lowest of the lowest, like. I mean, okay. So, and they take this verse and say, yeah, so I'm not so bad. So even tzaddikim sin. Okay, but what he does and what you do on a daily basis. You understand? So compare what you do in one day, he does not do in his lifetime. So many sins. They sin on their own level, but you have to be responsible for your own sins. Continue. And the master of all mankind of both the former and the latter generations, Moshe, our teacher, as it is written, since you did not believe in me, so Hashem said too much, to sanctify me before all of the children of Israel, for you rebelled against my edict in the waters of Meribah, and because you did not sanctify me. So all of this, it was like so embarrassing for Moshe Rabbeinu. So what did he do? All of these rebels, all these people, they humiliated him, and he struck the rock, right? And Hashem said like about the greatest human being who ever lived in this world. Right, so he said, Hashem saying to Moshe, since you did not believe in me, who Moshe did not believe in Hashem, right? When Moshe said in Dvarim, right, he said, what is Hashem asking of you, like to fear him? So in Talmud Megillah, they ask the question, like, what is the Moshe saying? So they explained, the sages explained, that for Moshe it was nothing. He was on such a big level of fearing of Hashem. So for him, it's like, what is it? It's hard or something? Like you're trying to lift up a straw or something, a flower. Is it hard? No, maybe for a person without hand, yeah, it's hard, or like a little baby, right, or some elderly person who could not bend or something. Like, yeah, for them it's hard. Yeah, but for Moshe it's not hard, right? So and even against this, not against, but even about this greatest human being. So Hashem said, right, since you did not believe in me. So. Right, of course, there are many explanations, but okay, that's what it means. To sanctify me before the children of Israel. So, meaning what? You should have talked to the rock, not to hear it. For you rebel against my edict. So that's Hashem is talking to me. It's so embarrassing too much. Right, the waters of Meribah. So basically, Rambam is saying, look, like even Moshe sinned. Right. Continue. He sinned because his nature was inclined to one of the extremes of emotional characteristic, showing anger instead of middot, which is patience, as it is written, listen, you rebellious ones, God rebuked him, for a person like him should not have displayed anger toward the Jewish people in a situation when anger is not called for. Okay, this is the level, for his level, this is considered the desecration of God's name. So let's read it again. 1 second, let's check. Checking time. Okay, so let's read it again and try to understand. So we're talking about Moshe Rabbeinu. He sinned because his nature was inclined to the one of the extremes of the emotional characteristic. So we have to understand Moshe. Okay, he was angry, but he was angry and with zealousness of Hashem, right? It's not like when he was humiliated personally, when Datan and Aviram they said, "Who is Moshe? Like he's calling us, we're not going to go." So the Moshe went like he kept silence and humble. He did not like say, "Okay, I'm a king. I'm going to kill you." And if we would say, as a king to execute somebody, that would stand. You understand? So, but Moshe, like personal embarrassment, he was like would let it go. But embarrassment, to Hashem's name, right? That he would not, right? So, but he got angry. Emotional characteristic showing anger instead of the middot, which is a patience. So patience. So anger is not good, but. I would say I just want to add. It's my personal. It's not from here, but it's my personal. So if somebody humiliates you, if it's something against you, there is no problem. But if somebody makes fun of Hashem, so that's a reason to get angry. Maybe not like really angry, but at least show anger, like outside, like that you protest, and like so to scare other people. That's a proper way of handling the situation. If it's about you, somebody humiliate you, keep silence. Continue. For it is written, "Listen, you rebellious one." So now he's talking to nation of Israel, and it says, "Listen, you rebellious one." Okay, God rebuked him, right? So he said that they're going to now stone me, like these rebels. They're going to stone me. Hashem said, "No, go in front of them. They're not going to stone you. Like, why are you so emotional?" But again, he was zealous for Hashem. For the person like him should not have displayed anger toward the Jewish people. So he's a leader, okay, like mother. Okay, the mother is sometimes very angry with the child, but not so much. You understand? Jewish people in a situation where anger is not called for, especially here. I mean, the former slave, they do not understand. I mean, even they saw Hashem and saw that there is no one but Hashem, but they are not like. For many things, you need some time to comprehend. Like, it must settle in your mind. Okay, so to get angry at somebody that person does not understand just because you explained 7 times, okay, it's not proper. Continue. Why was every particular of Moshe conduct so important? Okay, because the people would learn from each of his deeds and words, and by emulating his example, they hope to merit succeed in this world, and in the world to come. How then could anger come from such a person? For anger is an improper act, as explained, coming from undesirable character traits. So it's very, very interesting point that Rambam is making. So all of these people who wants to be very famous and very wealthy, so they would read the biography of these rich people, Bill Gates, other of these people, Beezrat, I don't know who else, all of these rich people, these politicians or whatever. So, and they would try to emulate them. And say, okay, if this person went this path and he did this and this, and he became so successful for so many years, so if I learn from his deeds, I also going to be very successful. So that's a natural way of thinking, right? So same Lehavdil, of course, but with our famous person. So we just said that he's the most holy person, the most humble person. As Hashem testified himself, he said, the only one who spoke to me face to face. That's it. Only Moshe, right? So people will try to emulate him, all of the character traits, right? It's very interesting point. So one more time. Why was very particular of Moshe conduct so important? Meaning to punish him, Moshe, our teacher, so severely, for he became angry in a situation. I think all of us would get angry or annoyed or frustrated, right? So why? Because the people learn from each of his deeds and words, right? So they follow him, how he behaved in such a situation. So they would say, yeah, under certain circumstances, it's okay to get angry. Hashem said no. And by emulating this example, his example, they hope to merit to succeed in the world and the world to come. So Moshe Rabbeinu, was successful in this world, right? He was the leader of Jewish nation, and he is very big in the world to come. So Hashem took him personally. So if you would, it's normal as we said, Lehavdil with these famous figures. Right, what people they try to follow the copycats, right? Their path. So same is here, Lehavdil, right? Separation, right? That people would try to follow the path of Moshe Rabbeinu. How then could anger come from such a person, right? So Hashem shows all of it. Whatever he did is good, is very good. He was humble. He refused the mission because he did not want to. Well, one of the reasons did not want to offend his brother, take his place. All of this, or whatever he did in his lifetime, we learn a lot, right? right? But this is not good. So Hashem shows all of this learn from Moshe Rabbeinu, but this trait do not learn, right? To get angry. For anger is improper act, as explained, coming from undesirable character trait. Continue.